In this special video, I'm going to show you 11 things a smart person never says. You'll be surprised by the last one. But before we begin, let me share with you an important story that will help you understand the key lesson of this video. So pay close attention. It's truly important. Imagine a small town where an old gardener lived, famous for his magnificent gardens and deep wisdom. People came to him not only for gardening advice, but also for his unique perspective on life. The old man had a special way of teaching, through the beauty of his gardens. One day, a restless and curious young man decided to visit the gardener for guidance. This young man was known for his boundless energy and his ability to get along with everyone in town. However, he felt something was missing, something deeper that would give his days true meaning. After listening carefully and observing the young man, the old gardener offered a challenge: spend a week working silently in the garden. Each morning at sunrise, the old man would share a life lesson, but they would work in complete silence. The young man accepted the challenge with enthusiasm. Day 1. The importance of silence. At sunrise, the old man led him to a special corner of the garden and showed him how to carefully prune roses without saying a word. Silence allows us to hear beyond words, he seemed to say with his gestures. Learn to be present and truly observe the world around you. Day 2. The wisdom of restraint. While planting new seeds the next day, the old man pointed to where each one should go with great care. Not everyone needs to know your plans, his smile seemed to suggest. Let your actions speak for you. Move wisely. Restraint is a virtue that protects your goals and relationships. Day 3. Grow positivity. As they watered flowers, the old man showed how to keep the garden vibrant and healthy. Avoid planting seeds of negativity. His gentle gestures expressed: grow joy and gratitude in your life. Positivity is like sunlight. It brings every corner of your being to life. Day 4. Selfless generosity. As they fed the birds in the garden, the old man finally spoke. True giving expects nothing in return. Real generosity seeks no recognition. Do good for the sake of good itself. Let your actions be a gift to the world. Ending. Day 5. Empathy and understanding. While caring for an old tree, the old man emphasized the need to understand the unique needs of each plant and each living being. Avoid judging others for their mistakes, his actions conveyed. Compassion is the soil in which growth happens. Day 6. Facing fear with strength. As they worked along a rocky path, the old man demonstrated how to meet challenges with courage and determination. Don't let fear paralyze your path. His movements warned: face your fears with bravery and uncover the strength that lives within you. Day 7. The true wealth of the heart. On the final day, as they observed the garden in silence, the old man gestured to the beauty before them. True wealth is not measured by material things, but by the roots of kindness and depth you cultivate inside. At the end of the week, the young man felt deeply transformed by the gardener's silent teachings. He understood that the most powerful lessons are often passed on without words, through presence and action. From then on, he carried the gardener's wisdom in every step and every choice. There are things we must always keep to ourselves, not as secrets, but as guiding principles for a harmonious, respectful life. Other people's secrets, personal plans, complaints, good deeds, others' flaws, our fears, and our wealth. Now that we've learned these 7 essential things, let's talk about the 11 things a smart person never says. Up first, if you find value in videos like this, please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Let's begin. Number 1. Gossip and rumors. Picture this. You're in the office, sipping coffee, and someone leans in. Did you hear what happened to Maria? Your ears perk up. Curiosity kicks in. You feel that pull. Do I need to know this? Gossip is like a tempting candy. Sweet at first, but it leaves a bitter aftertaste. Smart people know gossip is a double-edged sword. Why are we drawn to it? A study from the University of California shows gossip makes up 65% of our conversations. Unbelievable, right? It's like we're addicted to saying, "Did you hear?" But not all gossip is bad. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar says gossip played a vital role in human evolution. It helped form social bonds and share important info. Still, as with everything, too much becomes a problem. So how do you know when gossip crosses the line? Here are a few red flags. If what you're about to say would make the person uncomfortable, don't say it. If the info didn't come firsthand, maybe don't spread it. If you find yourself enjoying someone else's failure, it's time to pause and reflect. Let's be honest, resisting gossip is tough. It's like when someone says, "Don't think about a pink elephant." What pops into your mind? Exactly. The key? Redirect that energy instead of spreading rumors. How about sharing good news? As Socrates once said, the way to gain a good reputation is to endeavor to be what you desire to appear. Let's talk about practical solutions. A 7-day challenge. Try not to say anything negative about anyone. You'll be amazed how your perspective changes. Stay positive. When someone tries to drag you into gossip, steer the conversation towards something good about the person being discussed. Take a conscious pause before you speak. Take a deep breath. Those few seconds might be the difference between spreading a rumor or stopping it cold. Play detective. Instead of taking gossip at face value, ask, "Where did you hear that?" Or, "Have you talked to them directly?" But don't beat yourself up if you fall into the gossip trap sometimes. As Maya Angelou said, "When you know better, you do better." 2. Rash words. Ever felt like your words fly out of your mouth before your brain has even clocked in? Don't worry. It happens to the best of us. But truly wise people have mastered the art of strategic silence. Let's explore the strange power of hasty words and how to dodge them. As the Greek philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." He wasn't wrong. A Harvard study showed that people who think before they speak are seen as smarter and more trustworthy. Who knew silence could be so powerful? So, how do you stop yourself from blurting something out you'll regret? Before you speak, especially when emotions are high, pause. Count to 5. It sounds simple, but those 5 seconds can be the line between a thoughtful reply and a comment that haunts you for weeks. Picture this. You're mid-argument with your partner. You're about to say something hurtful, and you know it'll land like a punch. But instead, you pause, count to 5, and give your brain time to catch up. What comes out is calmer, more thoughtful, and just might save your relationship. That's the power of 5 seconds. But it's not just about counting. It's about developing what psychologists call mindfulness, being the conductor of your own thoughts and emotions. When you're mindful, you're more aware of what's about to come out of your mouth, like installing a quality filter for your thoughts. Famed psychologist Daniel Goleman, author of Emotional Intelligence, says, "People with high emotional intelligence are better at managing their impulses, including the urge to speak before thinking." So, if you want to stop blurting out impulsive words, start with emotional intelligence. Another great technique, the THINK acronym. Before speaking, ask yourself, T, is it true? H, is it helpful? I, is it inspiring? N, is it necessary? K, is it kind? If what you're about to say doesn't pass at least 3 of those 5 tests, maybe it's better left unsaid. Words have power. They can build bridges or dig trenches. They can heal wounds or reopen them. They can spark greatness or plant seeds of doubt. As Mark Twain once said, the difference between the right word and the almost right word is the difference between lightning and a lightning bug. So next time words are on the tip of your tongue, breathe, count to 5. Be mindful. Use your filter. Your relationships, your career, and your peace of mind will thank you. Number 3. Personal finances. Imagine your bank account is a treasure vault. Would you hand out the combination to just anyone? Of course not. When it comes to money, discretion isn't just classy, it's smart. Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, once said, "Never tell anyone how much money you make. It's bad manners." And he was absolutely right. Sharing intimate financial details is like inviting your entire friend group to rummage through your wallet. They might find something interesting, but did you want them to? A University of Chicago study found that people who keep their finances private tend to have healthier, less conflict-prone relationships. Surprising? Maybe not. Think about how many times you've seen someone's attitude shift the moment they find out someone's salary. It's not just about avoiding envy or judgment. Keeping your finances private also protects you from potential scammers and opportunists. It's like wearing an invisible bulletproof vest. No one knows you have it, but it keeps you safe. Now, this doesn't mean you have to become a walking safe. The key is balance. Share financial details when necessary, like with your partner or your financial advisor. And speaking of juicy details, did you know even the most famous celebrities guard their financial secrets like gold? Tom Hanks once joked, "If I told you how much I make, I'd have to hire bodyguards for my wallet." And while he said it with a laugh, there's a lot of truth behind those words. If someone pressures you to spill the details of your finances, well, you can always fall back on the classic trick. Change the subject. How much do I make? Oh, look, a flying squirrel. Okay, not the most elegant move, but hey, sometimes simple works best. Seriously though, learning to gracefully dodge money questions is an art in itself. You can respond with something neutral like, "Enough to live comfortably," or "I'm grateful for what I have." These kinds of answers are like invisible shields. They protect your privacy without sounding rude. Remember, your financial status is like your underwear, essential, personal, and best kept out of public view. Unless you're a supermodel, in which case, carry on. The smart ones know that financial details are just that, personal. Keeping them private doesn't just protect you, it gives you control over your own financial story. So next time someone tries to dig into your verbal wallet, remember, sometimes no is the smartest number you can give. Have you ever been provoked? That awkward moment when your blood starts to boil and a snappy comeback is sitting right on the edge of your tongue. Wait, don't take the bait just yet. Let's talk about why smart people dodge provocation like kids dodge broccoli at a birthday party. Think of provocations like annoying pop-up ads interrupting your favorite show. What do? Change the channel, right? That's exactly what emotionally intelligent people do. They switch topics. But why is this so important? Turns out, our brains interpret provocation as a social threat. It's like someone yelling, "Tiger!" in the jungle. Your survival instincts kick in, and boom, you're ready to strike. But this is where emotional intelligence enters the scene. It's like a superpower that helps you see beyond people's words. Often, behind provocation hides insecurity, pain, or just plain boredom. Don't think that avoiding conflict makes you weak. On the contrary, it takes more strength to walk away than to snap back. It's like resisting the last slice of pizza while on a diet. Tough, but you feel like a legend afterwards. So how do you actually use this in daily life? When someone tries to provoke you, pretend you're a duck. Yes, a duck, because water just slides right off its feathers. Let that provocation slide right off you too. Another trick? Humor. Think of it as your joke shield. When someone tries to poke at you, respond with a light joke. Not only will it throw off the provocateur, but it'll also lighten the atmosphere. It's like being a comedy ninja in a verbal street fight. Remember, Each time you avoid a provocation, you build emotional muscles. It's like hitting the gym, but for your brain. And the best part, no dumbbells or sweat required. Just keep your cool and smile. So next time someone tries to rattle you, stay calm, smile, and walk on. Your future self will thank you. Before we jump into point 5, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe with the bell on so you won't miss upcoming content. And if you love this type of material as much as I do, drop a comment saying, "I love absorbing knowledge. Let's keep learning and leveling up together." Point 5. Privacy on social media. Have you ever wondered if it's wise to share every detail of your life online? Imagine your life is a house, and social media is the window. Would you want just anyone peeking in? Probably not. But that's exactly what happens when we overshare online. Now don't worry, we're not here to bash social media. It's an amazing tool if used wisely. The key is striking the right balance between sharing and protecting. Even tech experts are cautious about what they post. In fact, many of them limit their social activity. Why? Because they know the risks better than anyone. Think of your posts like digital tattoos. Once they're out there, they might stick around forever. That awkward selfie from last Saturday's party? Yeah, it could come back to haunt you at your next job interview. Oops. But hey, it's not all bad. There are smart ways to use social media and protect your privacy. Have you ever thought about having separate profiles for your personal and professional life? It's like having two different wardrobes, one for the office and one for the weekend. Now, let's talk about passwords. Yeah, I know, it's not exactly the most thrilling topic in the world. But trust me, a good password is like a good deodorant. You don't realize how important it is until you finally get one. Use unique and complex combinations for each account. And no, password 123 doesn't count as a strong password. Another thing to watch out for, geolocation. Sure, it's cool to tag your photos with exact locations, but do you really want everyone knowing where you are all the time? It's like taping a GPS tracker to your back and handing the remote to strangers. Speaking of strangers, how many of your social media friends do you actually know? It's easy to fall into the trap of collecting contacts like trading cards, but every new friend is potentially a new window into your private life. Privacy. Those long, boring texts nobody reads? Yeah, maybe it's time you started reading them, or at least looking for trustworthy summaries. Think of them like food labels, but for your digital life. Smart social media use isn't about living in fear or disappearing from the internet. It's about being aware. Think before you post. Be selective with your connections. And guard your personal info like you guard your toothbrush. Number 6. Lies. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract trouble like a magnet? Today, we're diving into one of the most dangerous habits, lying. Yep, that tiny verbal juggling act that feels harmless but can snowball into an avalanche. Imagine building a house of cards. Each lie is a new card you add to the structure. At first, it looks stable, even impressive. But the higher you build, the more fragile it gets. And you know what happens to houses of cards, right? One gust, boom, it all comes crashing down. We're not saying you've never told a little fib. We've all been there. Yeah, Mom, I ate all the veggies. Or of course, honey, I love that shirt on you. But there's a big difference between a harmless white lie and living a lie. Lying is like using air freshener to mask a bad smell. It might work for a while, but eventually the stink breaks through. And trust me, no one wants to hang around someone who reeks of dishonesty. So why do we lie? Fear, avoiding conflict, or sometimes it just feels easier than telling the truth. But a wise person knows truth pays better dividends in the long run. Think of your relationships like a bank account. Every time you're honest, you make a deposit. Every lie, a withdrawal. Keep lying, and you'll end up overdrawn, with no one's trust left. Emotional intelligence is key, knowing when it's appropriate to be honest, and when it's better to just zip it. If your friend asks if you like their new haircut, and it looks like they wrestled a lawnmower, maybe don't give a full play-by-play. A simple "it's unique" might do. There's a thin line between honesty and kindness. As the wise say, truth without tact is cruelty, but tact without truth is manipulation. So next time you're tempted to lie, ask yourself, is it worth risking your integrity? Are you ready to carry the weight of that lie? Because lies are like luggage at the airport, heavier than you think, and eventually you'll have to pay extra for the baggage. Number 7. Empty promises. Imagine you're at a party and a friend asks for help moving next weekend. Without thinking, you say yes, even though you already know you've got other plans. Sound familiar? You've just stepped into the trap of empty promises. They're like bad checks. Sound great at the time, but when it's time to cash them in, there's nothing there. And like bad checks, they can cause a world of problems. Why do we fall into this trap? Turns out our brains are wired to seek approval. Saying yes feels like the easy way to make people like us. But in the long run, this strategy can cost a lot. Imagine your brain as a bank. Every time you make a promise, you're investing in someone else's trust account. But if you don't keep a promise, you're making a massive withdrawal. And just like in any bank, if you make too many withdrawals, you end up in the red. So how do you avoid the trap of empty promises? Here are a few tips. Think before you speak. Before agreeing to something, take a moment to consider if you can actually do it. Learn to say no. It's not easy, I know, but it's a vital skill. Remember, an honest no is better than a hollow yes. Be realistic with your time. You're not Superman or Superwoman. Accept your limits and plan accordingly. Communicate clearly. If you're not sure you can follow through, say so. People will appreciate your honesty. Keep your promises. If you've promised something, do everything in your power to deliver. Your reputation will thank you. Remember, wise people know a promise is a serious commitment. It's not just a word thrown into the air. It's a verbal contract that can strengthen or destroy relationships. Even in business, the importance of keeping promises is paramount. Warren Buffett, the famous investor, once said, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it." And most of that reputation is built on keeping your word. So next time you're tempted to make a promise without thinking, it carries weight. Promises aren't balloons you can release and forget. They're anchors tying you to others. A wise person evaluates commitments carefully. He doesn't promise the moon and stars, knowing he can barely offer a candle. Instead, promise less and deliver more. That's how you build a strong reputation and real relationships. Now, imagine a world where laughter is never at someone else's expense. Sounds like a utopia, right? But we're not as far from that reality as you might think. Great minds have discovered something surprising. Mockery often says more about the person who mocks than the one being mocked. Think back to the last time you laughed at someone. What was behind it? Childhood? Insecurity? Psychology tells us that mockery is often a defense mechanism. It's like our brain says, if I laugh at them, no one will laugh at me. But what if I told you there's a better way to protect yourself? Truly intelligent people have discovered a secret. Empathy is the new superpower. Instead of mocking others, they choose to put themselves in their shoes. And no, you don't have to be a genius to do it, just willing to look beyond the surface. But what if someone mocks you? That's when Stoic wisdom comes into play. Marcus Aurelius, philosopher emperor, had a trick up his sleeve. He said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In other words, when someone mocks you, Don't respond the way they expect. Picture this. Someone makes a snide comment about your outfit. Instead of snapping back or sinking in shame, you smile and say, "Thanks for noticing. I like experimenting with fashion." Boom, you've disarmed them. But let's go a step further. What if, instead of getting defensive, you use that moment to grow? Every insult can be a chance to practice patience, understanding, and self-control. It's like a free emotional gym session, and you've got a VIP pass. Now, we're not saying you should turn into a feelingless robot. It's okay to feel hurt or discomfort when teased. The key is in how you handle those emotions. Smart people know emotions are like the weather. They pass. You don't have to react to every little cloud that shows up in your emotional sky. And here's the best part. When you stop mocking others, something magical happens. The world around you starts to shift. People feel more comfortable near you. Conversations get deeper. It's like you've unlocked a new level in the game of life. But be careful. This doesn't mean you should lose your sense of humor. Laughter is still one of the best medicines. The difference is in laughing with people, not at them. It's a subtle but powerful shift. So next time you feel tempted to mock someone, pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what would a truly wise person say in this situation? The answer might surprise you. By the way, I'll be replying to all comments, so if you have any questions or want to suggest a topic for the next video, leave it below. I really appreciate you. Let's keep learning and improving our lives together. Number 2, respect for beliefs and religion. Have you ever been in a situation where someone mocked your beliefs? Imagine you're in a group and someone starts criticizing your faith. What do? Do you defend like a cornered cat, or do you handle it with the calm of a Buddhist monk? The answer may surprise you. Wise people understand that religious beliefs are like ice cream. Everyone has their favorite flavor, and no one is truly better than the other. No ice cream is superior. They respect that others might prefer chocolate or even pistachio. But why is respect for religious beliefs so important? Turns out, religious convictions are deeply rooted. Studies have shown that when people talk about religion, the same areas of the brain light up as when they talk about personal identity. It's like telling someone their face is unattractive. No wonder they get defensive. Smart people know that true strength lies in curiosity. Instead of judging, they ask. Instead of preaching, they listen. It's like being a spiritual detective, minus the hat and pipe. Imagine you meet someone whose beliefs are drastically different from yours. Instead of saying, "You're wrong, and here's why," try saying, "That's interesting. Can you tell me more?" Amazing how a simple question can turn a potential holy war into a fascinating conversation. Here's a pro tip. Wise people don't just respect others' beliefs, they find value in them. Every religion is like a unique piece of a cosmic puzzle. It might not perfectly fit into your worldview, but it definitely adds color and depth to the big picture. So next time you find yourself in a religious debate, remember, it's not about winning an argument, it's about understanding. And who knows, you might discover you have more in common with that person than you ever imagined. After all, we're all on this crazy ride called life, trying to figure things out. Wise people treat religious beliefs like a newly unearthed dinosaur egg, with respect, curiosity, and maybe a little wonder. Because in the end, whether you believe in one god, many gods, or none at all, what truly matters is how you treat others. 10. Handling personal complaints intellectually. Ever feel like your job is eating you alive? You're not alone. Think of your job like a pressure cooker. If you leave it unattended on the stove, boom, your complaints, they're steam building up. The question is, how do you release the pressure without blowing the lid? Step 1. Breathe. Yes, you heard right. Before blurting out that complaint sitting on the tip of your tongue, breathe. Just 60 seconds of deep breathing can dramatically lower stress levels. It's like a superpower, only instead of flying, you stay calm. Now ask yourself, do I really need to voice this complaint? Sometimes we just need to vent, and that's fine. But other times, complaints just make things worse. It's like scratching a mosquito bite. Feels good for a second, but the itch only intensifies. If you decide your complaint deserves airtime, here's the trick. Turn it into a constructive suggestion. Instead of, I hate this project, say, I think we could improve this project. See the difference? Turning lemons into lemonade in a professional glass. And while we're on professionalism, be wise about who you share your complaints with. Your work BFF might be great for gossip, but they may not be the best person to solve actual problems. Find someone who can make a difference. It's like choosing the right doctor. You wouldn't see a dentist for back pain, right? Complaining can be contagious, and not in a good way. It's like an emotional cold spreading through the office. Before you know it, everyone's sneezing negativity. And who wants to work in that atmosphere? Nobody. So instead of complaining, focus on what you can control. If someone did something wrong, try speaking directly to them. Be the captain of your own ship in the middle of a storm. You can't control the weather, but you can steer the vessel. And if all else fails, remember, you can always look for a new job. Sometimes, the best move is a change of scenery. It's like switching channels when the movie sucks. Confidential information. Now, we're not saying you have to be a walking vault. The key is knowing what information is okay to share and what's not. Think of it like a mental filter, separating harmless chatter from classified intel. Keeping things confidential? That's more valuable than gold. It's a social superpower, the ability to make people feel safe around you. So next time someone confides in you, picture them handing you a fragile crystal. Handle it gently, and it keeps shining. Drop it, and it shatters into pieces. Good luck putting that back together. A wise person knows secrets are like soap bubbles, beautiful while they last, but once they pop, they're gone for good. Ready to be the most trustworthy secret keeper in the world. In the game of life, sometimes the one who stays silent not only wins, but earns everyone's respect. If you've made it this far, leave your mark in the comments by writing emotional well-being. Subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss new content. Share this video with someone who might find it helpful. Now click one of these 2 videos to keep feeding your mind with wisdom. And until next time.